difference between a prediction and a prophecy. A prophecy is something that people, through a spiritual or emotional inspiration, they prophesy. And prophesy means to foretell. Now, a prediction is usually predicated or based on some evidence. And whenever we look at some of the prophecies that are absolutely outlandish, you can know that they are fallacies of their own heart and their own mind. Some of the predictions that are being made are based on evidence of the past. In other words, there's certain things that you can take of what has happened in the past and you can predict an outcome. They call that, in some circles, a scientific test. In other words, a certain cause will produce a certain effect. If you know what the cause is, you can predict what the effect is going to be. Moses said, tomorrow the Lord shall do this thing in the land. Now he was making a prophecy and a prediction. He not only was being able to prophesy something that was going to come to pass, he was stating that because of what had happened in the past, he could predict this to come to pass. You want to answer your phone? You never do when I call you. So whenever you are able to predict what is going to come to pass. Now, as I stated many times, that Pastor Ben D. Johnson, and I only remember one. Is that mine?
It's mine.
It's not mine. It's one of your famous people. He used to predict and say that there was coming a day when in the United States of America and worldwide, you'd neither be able to buy nor sell except you receive a number or a name. Now we could accept that as an emotional thing that somebody was saying that it was going to happen at some point in time. But in the year 2010, it's not a prophecy, it's not a prediction, it is an established fact that we in America can neither buy nor sell except we have a number or a name. Amen?
Yes.
Amen.
When you fill out your income tax, you have to have a number or a name. I went to Veterans Administration a few weeks back and about the opportunity of being buried. I have opportunity been buried whatever military cemetery that I would choose. And since they have the new one over outside of 178, I went to the Veterans Administration and told them, you know, my situation. I said, what will I need? Whenever I decease, expire, what kind of information will my wife need to give you? Will she need to give you my military serial number that I have, and I still remember it, AF 18390-085, drilled in a number that was given to me. Whenever I raised my hand and said, I will swear to defend the Constitution of the United States of America, even if it means to sacrifice my life. Now that sounds emotional, Well, now we are trying to defend not a constitution, but a political philosophy. He said, we don't use military numbers anymore. He said, we have changed it to where that now everyone is recognized by your Social Security number. All your wife has got to do is give it to the funeral home, and they will call over to Veterans Administration, and everything will be taken care of, just your Social Security number. Well, now these things are so absolutely hard to comprehend, to take hold of. That you can take and put your number into a little machine like my wife had in her hand a while ago that was annoying me greatly with the phone going off. And I don't know where or who I can predict. I can prophesy who it was. But just think about it. They're not here, you don't know. They can call from China, Hong Kong, and all you got to do is just give them that number, and they can bring it up on their little screen and know more about you than you know about yourself. Well, now wait a minute. Are you telling me that the mark of the beast has already been put upon the human family? Absolutely. Amen? What is the mark of the beast? What is the beast? Well, the beast is governments that have turned against God. Governments that have established their own means and their own method of controlling people. Now, see, we in America, in our churches, are very superficial. You can get upset with them if you want to, but we're very superficial. Man, I was having breakfast with this morning. He said whenever he goes to church that he endured the song turbulence, but said time the preacher gets up there, he's sleepy. The Bible said we'll close our eyes to slumber. Now, we don't like it. We are fighting against it. Did you know that if Chris, a young individual just 20-something years old, received his real estate license, all energetic, and got into business and got called a homosexual that came from Alabama? That's what the paper said. I didn't say that. Some of the people in Kern County predicted that they're building that on sand. And some people, whenever it collapsed, and now the whole family, the mother-in-law and the father-in-law and the sister-in-law and the husband and the wife, the whole thing collapsed. Whenever people were trying to tell them, I can predict to you that it's not going to stand. How about Madoff? They predicted it wasn't going to stand. Now, whenever we're talking about 2010, most of us, I shouldn't say most of us, some of us didn't even think we'd ever live to see 2010. But it's here. And Jesus predicted that over 2,000 years ago, if we build a house on the sand, it's going to collapse, it's going to fall. America is going to fall because our churches and our educational institutions are failures.